Jessie Woo, VBS. I just turn the water on. Big old flex. You never saw before. He's chasing me like waterfall.
What's up, guys? It's your sister. Welcome back to another episode of Just a Couple Things. I am your sister, Jessie Woo. Again, welcome back to another episode of your favorite new podcast, Just a Couple Things. Make sure that you are subscribed on every podcast streaming platform, all right? So Spotify girlies, iTunes girlies, Amazon Prime girlies, SoundCloud girlies. I am on every platform that stream podcasts. Also, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube so you can see the visuals, okay? I don't be getting cute for nothing now. Y'all need to see me. I need to be seen. How you doing? Okay? Child, I tried to glue this wig down so bad, child. Y'all gonna see this wig that's peeling off in the front. Y'all, how y'all doing? It's a lot going on. It is a lot going on. I'm filming this on Tuesday, November the 12th, child. A week ago, we was in the trenches, and a week later, we are still in the trenches. Nothing much has changed. It is still ghetto. Before we get into just a couple things, again, how are y'all doing? How was y'all weekend? Hope y'all had a good weekend. What did I do this weekend? My weekend was kind of a blur. Did I volunteer this weekend? I think I volunteered at New Birth this weekend. We fed the hungry like we do every Saturday. What else did I do this weekend, child? It's kind of a blur. You ever have like a good weekend? Oh, no. I went to D.C. for a day. I went to Howard University. I did have a panel that I did with Kim Whitley and LaRoyce Hawkins. That went pretty well. What else? During the week, actually, I didn't say this to y'all, but I had an audition. I went up to New York and I had an audition at a big network to host a show. And Mr. Easter, child, drove me to the airport. And on the way to the airport, he was singing the Juvenile song, "You a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, remaining a G until the moment you expire." And like he was singing that song to me. And so when I got into the airport, I downloaded the song. And I was like, I am a paper chaser. I do got the block on fire. Shoot, he is correct. All right? But then as I was listening to the song, I'm like, wait a minute. I never really paid attention to the lyrics of the song. And it is just my unsolicited, unprovoked, unwarranted, unpopular opinion that Juvenile's High is a mess of a song. Like, this song is a mess. This song is a mess. And you know what? I see that y'all like the little music selections. And I was like, you know what? Let's make this another unsolicited, unpopular opinion. Unsolicited, unpopular opinion. That song is a mess. Let's go over these lyrics just really quickly. Okay, because as I was listening to the song in the airport, I'm like, okay, I felt motivated. I felt like a G. I felt like a paper chaser. I felt like the block was on fire because of me. And then I started listening to the lyrics. I'm like, okay, these lyrics are kind of diabolical. I don't know. Where are we going? So the first verse, that's you with that badass Benz, huh? That's you that can't keep an old lady because you keep fucking her friends, huh? Okay, I can't relate to that. I could relate to the first line. I don't have a Benz, I have a Tesla, but you know, hey, it's some parallels happening, right? You gotta go to court, huh? You gotta serve a subpoena for child support, huh? That was that nerve, huh? You ain't even much get a chance to say a word, huh? I know I ain't tripping. Don't your brother got them birds, huh? Like, it's what is happening? Juvenile is so inquisitive. It's a lot going on. He got a lot of questions. Things are going, who is this individual that he's talking to? It's a lot of questions going. He continues, I know you ain't just got to let a nigga come and punk you, huh? Stunt in front you, huh? Straight up run you, huh? Okay, I can relate to that because I don't want nobody fronting on me. Then he says, shit ain't hard as it seems, huh? You keep your body clean, huh? You got a lot of Jabot jeans, huh? Some of your partners dope fiends, huh? You really don't want to fuck with them niggas, huh? You come up with them niggas, huh? You stuck with them niggas, huh? What is that? I'm sorry. Y'all know I can't rap, so these lyrics is beating my ass. But then he goes into the chorus, and that's when I'm like, okay, we're getting back on track. You a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, remaining a G until the moment you expire. You know what it is. You make nothing out of something. You handle your biz and don't be crying and the suffering. That's me. That's my biography. So I was like, okay, I see why my man was playing that song for me as I went on my audition. I see why. But then again, I said, let me listen to the next verse. So I kept continuing and listening to the song. Then we get to the third verse, and this is where things get a little dark. He said, you got a trespassing charge, huh? Your dick got hard, huh? When you were looking at them little bras, huh? What is happening? What is going on? Is Juvenile's friend R. Kelly? Like, is he talking to R. Kelly here? The lyrics everything goes left. It's giving R. Kelly at the McDonald's, okay? It's giving R. Kelly at the McDonald's. It's giving Diddy down to the freak offs. What is happening? You don't know when to quit, huh? That's you with that shot calling shit, huh? That's you with that balling shit, huh? That's you talking them hits, huh? Yeah, it's giving R. Kelly and Diddy. Like, who was Juvenile talking to and huh? Things just really just went left. And I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just stick to the you a paper chase. You got your block on fire. You remain a G until the moment you expire. You know what it is. You made nothing out of something. You handle your biz and don't be crying. And that's the part of the song that I could relate to. But again, if you're me and you've ever listened to Juvenile's Huh, please drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Like, the lyrics just, it's a lot going on. Who is this friend? Is this jerboat wearing man? Is this Juvenile's friend? Or is he talking to R. Kelly or P. Diddy? What's going on? It's a lot going on. But drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on the lyrics to Huh. Also, if you have a song that you ever listened to and you were like, okay, these lyrics are a little, okay, these lyrics ain't really hitting the way they hit back when I was in middle school or grade school. Now that I'm an adult and I'm listening to this, yeah, these lyrics ain't really giving. They not really giving. If you are leaving me a review, mind you, 5 stars. 5 star. I'm a 5-star bitch. Leave me 5 stars. But if you are leaving me a review, drop down in the review and tell me if there is a song that you used to listen to, but now that you're older and you're listening to the lyrics, it's like, huh? No pun intended. All right, y'all, just a couple things. Oh, another thing too. I told y'all about my audition last week. Also, this week on BET Plus, there is a Christmas movie dropping called Style Me for Christmas, and I'm in the movie. I am in the movie. The movie stars Raven Goodwin. If you've watched Being Mary Jane, or if you've watched the latest Ryan Murphy hit, which I think is called Grotesque, led by Niecy Nash, and I believe there's a couple of scenes with Taylor Swift boyfriend. But you've seen her in projects like that. Mario, Mario's in the movie. Pretty V is in the movie. So I believe they are the 3 main characters of the movie. I'm in a movie. I'm only in one scene. I'm in one scene of the movie, but it's pretty funny. Like, I think it is actually quite funny, and I'm hoping that I get like the scene so I'll be able to post it. But it's actually quite hilarious. I can't wait to see how they edited it. But I remember shooting the movie last December and thinking, dang, like, I know what take they should take. Like, if you're like me and you've acted before, you know, you don't have control over what they use, but I really hope they use the take that I know was like a hit. Like, I did the scene probably a total of 10 times. Cause like, when you're shooting the scenes too, they don't only have to capture your lines, but sometimes there's other conversations happening in that scene. So a lot of times you're having to reshoot because they're not just capturing your conversation. This ain't no Tyler Perry type of production. Tyler Perry don't give a fuck. You come in there, everybody getting one shot. Okay, cut. Next scene, please. We don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Okay, next scene immediately. But in this movie, we did reshoot the scenes a couple times, so hopefully they take the take that I know was hilarious. Because there was one take that I did where everybody was just like cracking up. So I hope they do that. All right, y'all. What else? Let's go into let's get into just a couple things. Just a couple things, y'all. Just a couple things, child. Donald Trump, our Wiggin thief, he's been talking about all the things he plans on doing immediately once he's in the White House. I know we've all been cracking on the Latinos. Latinos showed up in record numbers and voted for somebody who's about to send all their ass back. You know what I'm saying? I talked about the fact that Latinos, Hispanics in South Florida, vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Side note, I did not make up that song. That is a real song. Like, that is a real... Let me see if I can pull it up. Yo, I will vote for Donald Trump. The fact that the Cubans was singing, I will vote for Donald Trump, and y'all thought I came up with that shit. I did not come up with that shit. Them is the Cubans from South Florida who was singing that dumbass song, okay? One thing about Cubans from South Florida, they gonna fail the Latino community every time. I've said it before, I will say it again, okay? I will vote for Donald Trump. Donna. Who the fuck is Donna? 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 Okay? But they was singing that they was going to vote for Donald Trump. And then now, like for the last week, we've seen a lot of Latinos come forward and say, because Trump said immediately he doing a mass deportation. He's like, yeah, I'm getting all y'all motherfuckers the fuck out of here ASAP. Go back to your country immediately. And so you see all Latinos coming up saying, hey, well, he not going to send all of us back. Some of us have families. Some of us, he's only sending back the criminals. Bitch, that is not how that works. That is not how that fucking works. Mind you, the ACLU released this because I saw somewhere where Trump's administration or soon-to-be administration talked about revoking naturalizations. And I'm like, bitch, I am a whole naturalized citizen. Not y'all sending my ass back too. Child, the ACLU said, yeah, the Trump administration has launched a denaturalization operation, a project to strip a large number of Americans of their citizenship. Denaturalization is a drastic measure that should only be taken in the most extreme circumstances. However, the administration is dramatically expanding denaturalization using questionable standards and proceedings. Bitch, I'm going back. They sending my ass back too, bitch. Don't laugh too hard at the Latinos, ho. They sending everybody the fuck back. Bitch, they sending my ass black too, bitch. Not my ass black. Yeah, they sending my black ass back, okay? I'm gone. Gone. I looked at my man. I said, baby, they sending me back too. He said, excuse me? I said, yeah, I'm naturalized. I am a naturalized citizen. That mean, bitch, it's up. The Latinos ain't the only ones being sent back, bitch. They sending my ass back too. What the fuck is I'm gonna do? And you know what's so funny too? I had a lot of comments, several comments of people saying, yeah, go back to Haiti, bitch. And I'm like, well, actually, I'd be going back to Canada. I am a Canadian. I am a Canadian-born Haitian. And I commented back on somebody who left me that comment. And it's like, oh, so you Canadian when it's convenient. So you're not even Haitian. You Haitian when it's convenient. No, bitch, I'm a Haitian-blooded, Canadian-born person. You just thought you were sending me to that same shithole that Trump said Haiti was, which is not true. But best believe, even if I got sent back to Haiti, bitch, I would still live a very good life, okay? Don't get it twisted. It's not what y'all. It's not always what y'all think it is, and there's a reason why there's a certain narrative being painted of Haiti because there's a bigger goal to wipe out Haitians and then just take over that land. There's a whole lot of treasure, a whole lot of things that America and other countries want to grab a hold of. Okay, but bitch, what y'all gonna do? What the fuck we gonna do now? Not I'm going back home. I'm going home. Bitch, if Trump really sent me back, pray for my man. I don't know what the fuck he gonna do. He was already getting misty-eyed. I said, baby, listen. I'm going home to the place where I belong. I belong to Canada, nigga. I belong to Trudeau, okay? So yeah, y'all, I know we've been laughing at the Latinos and the Hispanics, bitch, but it's up for all of us. So all y'all Haitians, all y'all, c'est sous Biden nous vini, oui? All y'all c'est sous Biden nous vini, nous chire, nous caca. Et puis c'est pas n'importe caca, c'est caca de l'eau. All right? It's up for all of us, bitch. We getting the fuck out of here. All right. He also said he's shutting down the Department of Education. What the fuck that mean for my student loans? Are we shutting down my student loans too, bitch? I am 6 figures in debt. Take all that shit. If you destroying the Department of Education, take all that shit. Take my student loans with you, puss asshole. Take that shit to go with you. Period. Wig. Come get these student loans. He also said that he will be eliminating child sex changes, which is something that is literally not happening. Let me play y'all this video. It's really absurd, child. Hold on.
This. I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age.
Guys, this literally is not happening. It's literally not happening. No child, no minor is going under any sex changes. It's kind of like when Trump did the debate with Vice President Kamala Harris, and he was saying how, abortions are happening after birth. It's literally not happening. And what's crazy, when you go into the comment sections under this video, people are like, yeah, he's doing the right thing. I don't see why people are mad about this. People are mad because it's literally not happening. And we're literally watching this man gaslight us into not focusing on the real issues. So he's going to use mass deportation. He's going to use child mutilization. He's going to use all these things that are not really happening to say, oh, he's actually doing work. So good luck to y'all. Continuing with just a couple things, child. I woke up this morning to Ray J beefing with my pastor, Pastor Jamal Bryant. What is happening? What is happening? So here's a video of Ray J threatening Pastor Jamal Bryant. This is insane.
Yo, I got nothing but love for Pastor Bryant. But if y'all play that interview, somebody getting snatched off the pulpit.
Beefing with a pastor is crazy. What is happening? Beefing with a pastor is crazy. Threatening to snatch a pastor from the pulpit is insane. And furthermore, that pastor being Jamal Baltimore Bryant is actually quite insane. I don't know what y'all niggas think this is, but like, my pastor ain't no pussy. I don't know what y'all think this is. Like, are you okay? We need to go back to cocaine being pure. It is very, very obvious that Ray J is on that pink cocaine, that pink powder puff girl shit that Diddy allegedly had Young Miami out here transporting the folks. It's clear the cocaine isn't pure anymore. Go back to pure cocaine. And every time I see Ray J, I just understand why your sister don't fuck with you. Like, I get it. I get it why Brandy's brother doesn't talk to Brandy. I see why she don't fuck with you. What makes you think that you can threaten Pastor Jamal Bryant? And you know what's funny? Hours later after he did this, Ray J came back with this.
Niggas just tried to shoot me and tried to kill me, nigga. And you want me to apologize, nigga? Fuck you.
Not my pastor sent them goons on your ass. My pastor is from Baltimore, okay? That line, when Kendrick Lamar said, beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching, that was about Pastor Jamal Bryant. Yo, fuck around and find out if you want. Please stop thinking that pastors are pussies. Like, please. Like, this is insane. I'm sorry. This is insane. Waking up and threatening a pastor over an interview that you agreed to do on his podcast is pretty insane. And anybody who's ever watched the Pastor Jamal Bryant podcast, it's actually very, very good. Very educational, very insightful. And as somebody who is blessed to be a New Birth Church member, I rebuke you. Go get some damn help. Like, go get some help. What's next in Just a Couple Things, child? Y'all, bitch, girl, y'all, the streets say things are over between Jonathan Luther King Majors III and Megan Coretta Scott King Jr. II, y'all. Yes, the streets say they ain't together no more. That's crazy. They say that Jonathan Luther King Majors III packed up his Frederick Douglass boots, put his boots on, child, and walked the fuck out of Megan Coretta Scott King Jr.'s life, child. And it's crazy because they seem to be in love. You know, I'm sorry. Breaking up with somebody that you were courting in court is crazy. This is all allegedly. This is all alleged. We don't know if this is true that they broke up. But, you know, we all saw how Jonathan Luther King Majors went from dating white women exclusively, okay? Then all of a sudden, when he was with Gracie, we heard the recordings of him asking that white lady to be his Coretta Scott King, all right? Then when push came to shove, literally, and he had to fight that DV case, we saw Megan Coretta Scott King Good II make her debut with Jonathan Luther King Majors. And he was courting her in court. He had her down to the Red Lobster, you know, eating down to the Red Lobster. Recently, it came out that Megan was allegedly paying his bills, which I hope is not true. And she also did that interview with People magazine too, where she talked about all her friends told her not to date him. Her family members told her not to date him. He even told her not to date him. I think I have the clip right here. Hold on.
He's like, are you sure? I mean, he actually tried to encourage me to not be with him. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
In this People magazine interview, you hear Megan say, oh, I'm going to date you because people have a perception of who you date. So she was trying to change the public perception of who this man dates. And then this man told her not to date him. And she was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm still going to date you. Now, like, Megan, I'm sorry. This is a lot. Coming from somebody who literally, like, was courting you in court. If this man really packed up his Frederick Douglass boots collection and left you high and dry, sister, mess. Just a mess. But let's just pray for them, child. Let's pray. Apparently, you know, his career is back on the up and up. He's currently shooting a movie in Toronto. I believe he has a movie that's coming out before the end of the year that's supposed to be doing good. I saw that he was recently on a press run for that. So, you know, he's back on the up and up. So guess what that means? Guess what that means, girl? Yeah, he's going to go to the real Coretta Scott Kings that he was looking for. And it was not you. All right, next. Keke Palmer. We're still on Just a Couple Things. Keke Palmer recently came out and had a lot to say about her time on Scream Queens with Ryan Murphy. So she has a her autobiography that she wrote that she's on a press run for. And she, in that autobiography, is talking a lot about just her experiences in life, her experiences in her career. And this was actually kind of shocking, but it put a lot of things in perspective for me because I remember seeing her on Scream Queens, years and years ago and kind of wondering, well, damn, what happened to her relationship with Ryan Murphy? Because Ryan Murphy, like, once you work with him, like, he really loves to work with the people that he works with over and over again. Like, we've seen it. Like, Niecy Nash is obviously a Ryan Murphy fave. Nene Leakes was a Ryan Murphy fave for a while until obviously like her career took a little dip. But yeah, like he has his faves, and I was wondering, I always did wonder like what happened. So anyway, in this article with the Hollywood Reporter, it talks about Keke when she recalls a time with Murphy where he allegedly called her unprofessional, and a former co-star made a racist remark to her. This is all during her Scream Queens time. And remember, she did this show alongside Emma Roberts, Billy Lord, Skylar Samuels, and Lea Michele. So already when she says somebody made a racist remark towards her, people are immediately saying, oh, this is Lea Michele. Because remember, Lea Michele allegedly was she was hell on wheels when she did, what was the show that her ass did? Hold on. Lea Michele. See, I found the article right here. Lea Michele had to respond to racism. Okay? She had to respond to racism and bullying accusations. And this is a article that was from 2022. And it said that basically it alleged that every single day on the Glee, like she had to deal with, or others had to deal with her wrath while filming with her, allegedly. But anyway, child, so people immediately like, is it Lea Michele, bitch? Like, and we're going to get to the remarks. And then also people are wondering if it's Emma Roberts, which I've never heard anything about that when it comes to Emma Roberts. Emma Roberts is another fave of Ryan Murphy's. So I don't know, girl. But anyway, in her interview with the Los Angeles Times, she was talking about what happened with Ryan Murphy. So basically, she says that she got an angry phone call with Ryan Murphy in which he ripped into her and accused her of being unprofessional. She says, it was kind of like I was in the dean's office. He was like, I've never seen you behave like this. I can't believe that you, out of all people, would do something like this, right? And Palmer apologized, and things seemed to her like they were okay, but a co-star told the actress otherwise. I said, Ryan, talk to me, and I guess he's cool. It's fine. And she was like, it's bad trying to make me scared or something, which was a little irritating, she says. Okay, so here's what led to the phone call. So according to the LA Times, Palmer describes how after reviewing her shooting schedule, she arranged to take care of another business obligation on one of her days off. However, when that day came, production informed her that she was actually needed on set after all. But after Palmer decided to keep her prior obligation, she writes that it resulted in an angry phone call with Ryan Murphy where he ripped into her, okay? So basically, she had her schedule. It was her day off. So on her day off, Ryan Murphy expected her to come into work. So obviously, there was some sort of scheduling conflict here. But in my mind, I'm just like, okay, why is Ryan Murphy calling Keke Palmer directly? She has agents. She has a manager. Why are you not calling her agent? Why are you calling her? Why are you not calling her manager? Like, the fact that there was not that middle buffer between the two is pretty crazy to me. And it just makes me wonder, is that something that Ryan Murphy is able to do with everybody? Like, it doesn't give professional to me. For him to call her unprofessional, that to me doesn't give professional. So anyway, she says she apologized, and she also told the co-star that, she felt that things smoothed over, but the co-star was like, yeah, no, girl, it doesn't. So we see that this is the only time that Keke Palmer really ever worked with Ryan Murphy. Again, that's not really on par, because when Ryan Murphy works with you, he keeps working with you. He keeps working with you. So if Keke Palmer wasn't Keke Palmer, something like this could actually ruin her fucking career. Just saying. So let's get into the racist remark. So She also talked about this. She said, while starring on the show, Palmer also writes that a white actress whom she keeps anonymous and refers to as Brenda allegedly made a racist remark to her on set. After the actress grew upset over an issue with a colleague, Palmer suggested they calm down and everyone have fun and respect each other, right? So this was Brenda's response. Keke, literally, just don't. Who do you think you are? Martin fucker. I can't even get this out of my mouth. She says, Keke, literally, just don't. Who do you think you are? Martin fucking Luther King? What in the entire fuck? I'm sorry. Who said this? I need to know who the fuck said this. And I feel like Keke is she's showing a lot of grace, because I'm sorry. I'm willing to bet my left pussy lip that Lea Michele said this shit to Keke Palmer. I'm willing to bet my left pussy lip that Lea Michele said that shit. I'm sorry. It's just giving Lea Michele to me. Allegedly. But still, this is crazy. This is crazy. But anyway, her memoir comes out this month, November 19th. And she talks about everything. Her struggles with boundaries, unconditional love, forgiveness, worthiness. It's supposed to be really good. All the excerpts and all the press run that she's been talking about when it comes to all the press run that she's been doing when it comes to this book, child, it makes the book out to be a good read. So I will be purchasing. Thank you very much. All right, let's continue. Okay, y'all, let's get into today's main story. Like, I know I mentioned this in my bonus episode. I talked about the Martha Stewart documentary. Oh my gosh, did you watch it? Did you watch the Martha Stewart documentary? It is amazing. It is amazing, and I just want to talk about it for a little bit because, wow, what a freaking masterpiece. I felt so many things watching the Martha Stewart documentary. Here we go. Let me put on some lipstick. Hold on. I feel like my lips are dry. Hold on. Let me drink some water. Hold on, child. By the way, did y'all shop the Sephora sale? The girlies was trying to say that Sephora was donating to Trump, child. That was debunked immediately. I was like, thank God, because, whew, bitch, I would hate to have to give up Sephora. Like, what? Oh my gosh. I would hate to have to give up Sephora. My goodness. But Sephora came out and said in a blanket statement, I'm not going to read the statement word for word, but they said, bitch, y'all lying on us. Don't be lying on us. We did not donate to Trump or his wig, period. Now, I shopped the Sephora sale, and I did. I think my delivery drops today, period. Okay? I picked up a whole lot of shit. Let me know if y'all want to see what the fuck I got from Sephora. Okay. Martha Stewart documentary. If you have not watched the Martha Stewart documentary, it is a must-see. I think it is a love letter to every woman who has ever been called a bitch. If you are a woman and you've ever been called a bitch, if you are a woman and you've ever been called difficult to work with, if you are a woman and you've ever been called too much, it is a love letter for you. The Martha Stewart documentary is a love letter to every woman who has ever been called a bitch in her life, period. I learned so many things about Martha Stewart that I didn't expect to learn. First things first, I didn't know she was a model. And when you're watching a documentary and you're getting her origin story and they're showing you pictures of her when she was younger, Martha was a baddie. Martha was a baddie. A baddie, okay? And to be quite frank, Martha was a city girl. I did not expect to learn that Martha was a city girl. She was a city girl that got married at 19. Okay. She did what everybody was doing at that time. She said it. She said, listen, at that time, that's what you did. You got married young. You had your kids young. I did not expect to watch this documentary and learn that Martha Stewart cheated on her husband on their honeymoon in a church. Martha was a city girl. She was a fucking city girl. I love it. Let me see if I can find a clip. I really want y'all to hear this for yourselves.
An expansive dome, so beautiful, and paintings all around you. It was like nothing I had ever done before. And so why not kiss a stranger?
I'm sorry. Martha is on her honeymoon. It is Easter. You know, the day where we all celebrate, the day that we all celebrate that Jesus the Christ resurrected. Okay? This is Easter. She goes to this cathedral. Her husband, Andy, did not want to go with her. She feels that it's such a romantic atmosphere that she felt inspired to go kiss a stranger. She down to the church house, tongue wrestling a stranger on her honeymoon during Easter. Like, I'm sorry, Martha, I did not expect to learn this. And then it's the animation for me. Like, just like Meg Thee Stallion's documentary, with Martha, they didn't have like anime, but it's the illustrations for me. Like, literally, you can see her tonguing down the stranger down to the church. Like, be for real. Be for real. Martha's 19 years old at the time, though. So you got to give her grace. She's 19 years old. And quite quickly, she learns that, oh, wow, I am doing things that are not really natural to me. Getting married at a young age was not quite natural to her. I believe she had her daughter within the first year of her marriage. So by the age 20, she's a mother. And she was talking about how it just wasn't a natural thing for her to be a mom. And in the documentary too, you hear a lot of people's voices. A lot of people were interviewed for this documentary, but you never see their faces. And I thought that was quite interesting. Like, the only person that you really see that's kind of woven into her story is the guy who got her in trouble with the stock market. We'll talk about that later. But it's a bunch of people talking about her, and you never see their faces. Even her daughter. You never see her daughter talking about her. But anyway, you heard friends, family members talk about how, yeah, like when she had her daughter, being a mother just did not really come to her like that. It wasn't natural for her. She would be so happy when her daughter would go to sleep, take a nap, because now she could finally like do her own thing. Then you kind of learn that, you know, her mother, Big Martha, who she learned all her homemaking skills from, her mother didn't really kiss her like that as a child. Her mother didn't really hug her like that. It wasn't a lot of I love yous. She had a very like matter-of-fact relationship with her mother. So she kind of brings that into her relationship with her daughter. Martha's career, so she goes from being a model before she was married. She goes to an Ivy League school. She gets married. She goes on, her career starts on the stock market. She goes and she works for this investment firm. She's the only woman at her investment firm. The investment firm has no women, like not even at the front desk. There is not a vagina in the building at the firm. They don't even have a ladies' room. They say this in the documentary. There's no ladies' room. Okay. She talks about the fact that there were many things that would happen in the back of a cab that she'll never discuss. You know, but she had to go to dinner with these men. She had to have meetings with these men. And there were a lot of moments where she had to hold her hand out to these men. Like, you know what I mean? But she doesn't go into detail about this. She says that being at that firm is where she learned how to behave with billionaires. Back then, you know, being a billionaire now is still an extraordinary thing, but now you see more billionaires happening. Like people are earning billions at a faster rate, right? But back then, being a billionaire, like, you know what I'm saying? Until this day, those billionaires from back then, most of them are still billionaires now. And the new billionaires that we have, they're not even touching those billionaires, right? But anyway, so she's at the she's on, you know, she's at the she's on the stock market, you know, and basically she says that her career basically ended because it just was a tough job. It was very taxing. It was taxing on her home life. And so she left the job. Andy was a big publisher at the time. I don't know if I can't remember if it was his own company or if he was working at a publisher company, but make a long story short, he was bringing home a lot of money. So she didn't really need to be there. She didn't need to be on the stock market. They moved out of New York and went to Connecticut, and they bought this farmhouse. And basically this farmhouse is where Martha Stewart becomes Martha Stewart. She paints everything. She fixes everything. Like, they talked about how when they first moved into the house, you know, they didn't have a proper bathroom, that, you know, they were taking showers with buckets. And I'm like, damn, it's giving my experience when I would go to Haiti. We'd take baths with buckets, you know? And that's where she kind of just came alive. They remodeled this farmhouse, and they would have dinners all the time, and people from the neighborhood would come in, and that's when she started a catering company. That catering company is where, you know, she would cater to a lot of prominent people. Keep in mind, her husband was a big publisher. So all those people would come over for dinner. So then she started catering for all these millionaires and billionaires. And so then she started writing books, and she started her catering company. And all of a sudden, she turned being a homemaker into not only a homemaker empire, but Martha Stewart became a media company. And when you watch the documentary, the steps that she took to become a multi-billion-dollar media company, these are the same steps that people are taking today. Like, she was the original influencer. Martha Stewart was the first female American billionaire. Like, these are things like I forgot. Like, you kind of forget because her name just got tainted with what happened with the investment, right? You don't think about her time on Wall Street. You just don't think about that shit because it all got tainted by this court case. But anyway, so while she's married, she talks about the fact that her husband was cheating on her so much. So much. And it's funny because, again, girl, on your honeymoon, you cheated on your husband down to the church on Easter Sunday. Okay? Like, girl, let's be for real. Let's be for real. But there's this moment that's gone viral where she gives marriage advice, and it's so funny to me. Here's what she says.
Young women, listen to my advice. If you're married and you think you're happily married and your husband starts to cheat on you, he's a piece of shit.
Didn't you have an affair early on in the relationship, or when you were a stockbroker?
I had a very brief affair with a very attractive Irish man. And it was just nothing.
Like, the I don't give a fuckness that Martha Stewart has is crazy, but also the interviewer was like, well, hold on, didn't you cheat on your husband? Didn't you cheat on your husband? Her husband was cheating on her so much, had several girlfriends. Martha had an assistant, I believe, or this one young lady who worked for her who had lost her place. Martha let the girl come stay in, I believe they had like a smaller farmhouse that was on their estate. She let the young lady come live there, and Andy basically started an affair with the young lady. And it just seemed like in their marriage, there was a lot of a tit for tat when it came to cheating. But with Martha, I just find it so interesting how when you're watching the documentary, they show you these letters that Martha would write Andy about how broken she is over his affairs. And then there were friends who would say how she would literally pull her hair out because she was so stressed. Like, she would have bald spots of her pulling her hair out because she was so stressed. But girl, you was cheating too. But then there's this whole thing. Well, who cheated first? It's just crazy. But anyway, moving on to just her business, right? And I had this thought because they were showing you in the documentary how so many women were upset with Martha Stewart because she presented this perfect life, right? These perfect recipes, perfect home decor. Then she had the deal with Kmart where she was now selling you perfect towels, perfect hand mittens for the kitchen. Everything was so perfect. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, these Nara Smith bitches, these ballerina farm hoes, y'all are Martha Stewart's sons. When I see the outrage that people have for Nara Smith, the ballerina farm lady, and all the other women who sell the trad wife aesthetic, I'm like, oh my God, nothing new is under the sun. First of all, everything that these girls are doing, Martha Stewart already did, but also the outrage is not new. Martha went through the same thing. All these bitches is her sons. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Going to her court case, right? For one, I think maybe I just wasn't that interested back then. Maybe it was my youth. I just really didn't care to know the ins and outs of what happened to Martha Stewart. And then in my latter years, I never really cared to go back and look through it. I just always knew she had a downfall. It was something financial. And then all of a sudden I see her everywhere with Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? So I never really cared to know what happened. But the documentary really does a good job of letting you know, like, what the fuck happened. And when you watch the documentary, it's just really clear that, and they say this in the documentary, it's clear that this was a bitch hunt. Martha Stewart was perfect. And motherfuckers was mad about that shit. We need something on this bitch. She's this white female billionaire. How dare she? She doesn't kiss up to anybody. She don't bow down to nobody. She's very stern. She's cold. She's icy. We want her fucking head on a stick. Like, and what is it going to be? Like, what is that stick going to be? And it was this fucking investment. And let me see if I can find the clip, because there's a clip here that just really just puts it in layman terms.
Samuel Waxel learned on December 26th of last year, 2 days before the public announcement, that the FDA would not approve Erbitux.
So in a nutshell, basically, Sam Waxel knew that the stock was going down and he called his friends, right? Instead of doing the right thing, which is making sure that everybody gets their money back, not just your friends, but basically you have the general public still investing in the stock, knowing that it's not FDA approved, knowing that it's about to plummet. That is a financial crime, right? And so Martha Stewart, being the biggest name in the list of names of people who basically took their money out on the same day that Sam Waxel took his money out, they were all looked at as they were fucking committing a crime, which I get, right? But when you watch the documentary and you go back and you go through court documents and you go through everything, there's no proof that Sam ever spoke with Martha. Like Martha said, she called her stockbroker because her company is also on the New York Stock Exchange. Like, she's on Wall Street. You know what I mean? Even though this stock that she was investing in had nothing to do with her company, but she's making sure like her stocks are good. Wouldn't you? So basically they put her head on a stick for being tipped off. But there's never a smoking gun. And the same friend that she was on the flight to Cabo with, her best friend, is basically the star witness that the prosecution has she comes to the court and she says that Martha told her, these are her exact words, "Isn't it great that I have folks who will let me know when this stuff happens or when these stocks are about to plummet?" Still, that's still not a smoking gun. Like, you could flip that statement several ways. She already said her stockbroker told her to take her money out. I mean, I don't know. I've never invested in stocks, but I would think if you have like somebody who's in the business, somebody advising you on stocks, isn't that their job? Correct me if I'm wrong. Make a long story short, her investment was only $45,000. Martha Stewart lost a multi-billion-dollar media company over a $45,000 investment. And when you read and when you watch the documentary, at the core of everything, it is because she was a bitch. She was not so nice. And you have friends, family, colleague who say she was very demanding. She was very stern. There's even a clip in the documentary where she's in the kitchen. It's in an unreleased interview that she never released to the public until now when you watch the documentary. But she's in the kitchen with one of her staffers, and the staffer is using a kitchen knife to cut into a big orange, right? And Martha's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Why are you using a kitchen knife to cut into that big orange? Seriously. Like, let's be mindful here, right?" And they use that clip basically to show how mean she was. And I'm just like, if Martha Stewart is mean, bitch, I'm mean too. And I know a whole lot of mean bitches. Does that mean we should lose our businesses because you're stern? Because people perceive you to be a certain way, especially as a woman, you should lose everything?
Jessie Woo.
I'll give y'all a quick story. I'm not going to say where this was, but I was somewhere recently and I showed up, makeup, hair ready, but I just needed my hair to be recurled, just to touch up the curls. And so hair and makeup was on set and I said, "Hey, can you just retouch my curls?" I had like big waves, right? And I was like, "Hey, can you just retouch my curls?" Cool, no problem. And the girl comes to my hair with a very small flat iron. Like, I'm talking about, have y'all ever seen the traveling flat irons? They're very small. They can fit into like a small purse. She uses that to come curl my hair. I said I wanted big waves. She uses that to come curl my hair. So I ain't got to tell you, I didn't walk away with waves. I walked away with Shirley Temple curls, right? And I'm fucking pissed. I'm pissed. But over the years, I've learned to just do my own hair, do my own makeup. And I was more pissed off that I didn't have my own curling iron. One incident that really made me do that was years ago, 2019, I shot a video for a song I have called Vacation. And during that video shoot, we had to go up to the Citadel. We're going up into the hills and the mountains, and it's taking us a good 2 hours to go up there, right? I had hair and makeup with me. We get up to the mountain. It's time to shoot. I need my makeup to be touched up. Do you know this bitch did not bring the makeup with her? She didn't bring no makeup with her. Thank goodness I had a pouch with like my setting powder for my concealer and just my powder overall. I had no blush. I had my setting powder, my face powder, and my lip gloss. This bitch didn't bring any makeup with her. And I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed because you can't go back to the hotel and go get it. We're in fucking Haiti. We're at the Citadel. There's no going back to go get your shit, right? So I'm pissed. I'm like, I look at her and I say, so we're shooting a video. You have to touch me up. You didn't bring your makeup with you? And her response to me was, I don't have to take your shit. Like, you're having an attitude. I don't have to take your shit. The way I wanted to throw this fucking bitch off of the hill, like, if I could have just did this and I would have never gotten away with it, I wouldn't be sorry. Like, I wanted to just push her ass off the fucking hill. Because I done flew you out here to a whole other country. You have one job and you don't bring the fucking makeup with you? Ever since then, I've always, whatever set I go to, it don't matter. I have my hair, I have my makeup, I have my combs, I have my irons. There's no excuse. The minute I see some bullshit, I'll be in my trailer. Don't worry about it. And I've had people complain about that to me. Jessie doesn't come into hair and makeup because I don't got the time. Like, I don't have the time to be pissed off at anybody. I will do it myself. I will do it my fucking self. And so now I'm at the set and this girl literally gives me Shirley Temple curls. And we're about to go out and I'm just like, I couldn't hold it in. I say, I'm sorry. I don't like these curls. And just the way the lady looked back at me, it was like, we're just doing a stare off because I'm just like, I'm sorry. I don't like these curls. I wanted waves. So I just gave her the stare off. We have 30 minutes to get on set. Sister went down to the pharmacy and went and got a curling iron from Conair. She came back to me. She said, you know what? I'm sorry that I wasn't prepared. I'm sorry. I said, it's okay. And thank God that's how that went. Because for me, moments like that, you're easily labeled a bitch. Easily, you're a bitch. She told me she ain't like the Why are you curling my hair with a small ass flat iron? So anyway, when I'm looking at Martha Stewart, I'm like, damn, I feel seen. She even talked about the fact that there was a moment that she was in recently where she was talking to someone about these teacups that they were selling. And the person was like, you know, I'm having a hard time selling my teacups. And she's like, you know why? Can I tell you why you're having a hard time? Look at these handles. Look at the structure. I wouldn't buy that. And she was called a bitch. It came back around to her. That was mentioned at the trial, I believe, that she was a bitch. And she's like, so I'm supposed to pussyfoot around dimwits all day? I felt seen. I felt fucking seen. I felt fucking seen. There's just some things in life, like in business, like it's just, bro, why do I even have to tell you that? Why do I have to tell you that a kitchen knife is not going to work on a grapefruit-sized orange? So anyway, it just was apparent that she was on trial for being a bitch. Martha Stewart even had this moment where she talked about this lady from the New York Post. And she was like, oh, this lady from the New York Post who was there every day, she was so smug. And she wrote these very unkind articles about me that really just ruined me emotionally. And she's like, now she's fucking dead. Good. Nobody else has to deal with her. I was like, bitch, that's exactly how I felt about that fucking makeup artist. Because I wanted to throw her off the fucking hill. Why are you here? Ho, why is you here? But come to find out, the New York Post lady was actually not dead. She wrote an article, I think, or the Hollywood Reporter did an interview with her. And she was like, bitch, I'm not dead. I'm very much alive. I know Martha Stewart was like, damn, this bitch ain't dead. Oh, shit. But anyway, just Martha Stewart to me is a bitch. And what I like about her being a bitch is she's very unapologetic about it. She's very matter of fact about it. And when you look at it, it's like, damn, the same characteristics that people praise in men, God forbid a woman have them. You deserve to lose everything. It's kind of the same parallel with the Meg Thee Stallion doc. Because Meg Thee Stallion is a hoe. She says it in the documentary. I'm a hoe. I think we're all hoes. Now, we not all hoes, Megan, but I see where you was going. I see where you were going. But she's like, listen, I'm a hoe. We all have our hoe moments. And just because I'm a hoe, just because I, quote unquote, fucked Tory Lanez, that justifies this man pew-pew-pewing me? It's the same thing with Martha Stewart. Because she was a bitch, she doesn't deserve to have this perfect lifestyle, this perfect brand, this multi-billion-dollar media company, literally that she lost over a $45,000 investment. If you have not watched the Martha Stewart documentary, please watch it. I think, again, it is a love note to every woman, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, wherever you come from. It is a love letter to every woman who has ever been called a bitch. And I don't know why, but this makes me think about Kamala Harris, and we've seen just the debriefs after the election, all the commentary. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was on the Breakfast Club yesterday, and she was talking about how, when Kamala Harris didn't come back out on that stage at Howard University and give her concede speech that night, she proved why this country doesn't want to have a female president. And it's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. The respectability politics that women have to go through, that men do not have to go through. Donald Trump and his wig lost the 2020 election. Until this day, he never conceded. Never conceded. So if Kamala needed a moment, she needed a fucking moment. Point blank, period. And everybody knows that even before the election was called, that the winner was not going to be concise that night. She came back to Howard University the next day. She gave her concession speech to a crowd of thousands. Okay? Point blank, period. It's okay when men do it. But let a woman showcase the same characteristics. It is her downfall. There's so many parallels between the Kamala Harris campaign run, the Meg Thee Stallion documentary, Martha Stewart. I just see so many parallels. And again, I think this documentary is a love note to every woman who's ever been called a bitch, to every woman who has had to play respectability politics. That documentary is for you. All right, y'all, drop in the comments. Let me know if you saw the documentary, what your thoughts are on this episode of Just a Couple Things. Make sure that you're subscribed on every platform that streams podcasts. Make sure you're subscribed here on my YouTube channel. 5-star ratings. I'm a 5-star bitch, okay? Give me 5 stars when you're rating me on the podcast platforms. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to this channel, this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.